What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, AJ's Corner, with me, AJ. Been away for a little bit, didn't manage to get a video out for the last fight night. Man, did that fight night suck balls. I feel like UFC just isn't what it used to be. I still love it, love it, can't get enough of it, but man, I think with the amount of shows they've got now, it's just so watered down. I mean, some of these fighters would never have made it into UFC 10 years ago. They would never have made it in there. It's insane. The glory days could be still ahead, but I feel like fighters are getting better defensively as well. I mean, UFC fight nights and UFC cards in general, there used to be so many finishes, so many like Bonner Griffin battles, finishes, crazy wild fights, freak things happening. I mean, don't get it wrong, it was a decent fight night considering how many little finishes there were. Decent main event, co-main event, I almost fell asleep. What else? 2 seconds. Sorry about that, I made a couple of notes on my phone while I was watching it, because there wasn't a lot happening, to be honest. Yeah, Romanov did better than I thought, but I mean, man, a top 15 heavyweight in the shape they were in. I mean, Nascimento looked like a bodybuilder compared to Romanov, but they had no definition in their arms. I mean, I do not know what Romanov's doing to train, but from when he was side on, I mean, that belly just hanging like one of those ice drops in a cave, just hanging down. Like I can't even think of something. Just like a booger out of somebody's nose, like a real snotty booger. That's the only way I can describe it. It was just a big flopping belly, just disgraceful, to be honest. I mean, they're both 6'2" and weigh about the heavyweight limit. I mean, I put on an absolute ton of weight the last year, ridiculous amount of weight because of personal reasons. And I got up to 190, 195, and now finally the other day I checked, I'm 205, and I'm a fat blubbering mess, 205, and I'm 6 foot. I know these are a lot thicker and bigger than me, but these guys have got no business being 265 or 6'2". Absolutely no business at all there. I mean, he got the body of a baby seal. He's just full of blubber. It's ridiculous. And I mean, he had an easy fight, as in he wasn't pushed and he was still covering it, but he was gassing. He survived. He did better. But man, as soon as someone pushes him, it's over for him. I think it's just a genetic thing with that guy. I don't think even if he trained that much harder, he'd make that much of a difference. But I don't know how hard he's training. He looks like he trains in a bakery, to be honest. It's embarrassing. If you brought your mates on to earn into it, like most of our mates aren't, you're like, yeah, these are 2 top 15 heavyweights in the world. They're going to say, what, this guy? You know, I think 90% of people in the NFL could probably come in with hardly no training and beat those guys. They're just, I mean, I'm exaggerating, but do you know what I mean? They are not athletic specimens in the slightest. It's almost like a UFC's becoming a joke. I mean, the heavyweight division's never been the deepest, but my God, like I remember when Cain Velasquez was on top. That man, he was just a different kettle of fish. Like, do you know what I mean? In my view, he's the best heavyweight of all time. I don't care about records and defenses and this and that and the other. The comeback against JDS, he ruined JDS, and that combination where he knocked out Nogueira, that might be my favourite heavyweight combination of all time. I mean, the speed, the power, the accuracy. He looked like a professional boxer, for Christ's sake. Cain Velasquez, I mean, we've never seen anything like it. The closest we ever saw was Stipe in his prime, and that is the fight I wanted to see more than any other heavyweight fight ever. More probably, yeah, it is. Prime Stipe versus Prime Cain. Because Prime Cain, they both had elite wrestling, elite striking, great chins, but could be hurt. Both could go all day. That would have really shown who the real baddest heavyweight of all time was, in my opinion. Jourdain, it was crazy seeing that guy. When they said he's fighting a bantamweight, I was thinking, surely this got to be a mistake. So I didn't do a preview for it. I was like, is this real? And to be fair, he looked good. I mean, I think when you get knocked out the way he did against Silva, I mean, it probably knocks some sense into it and makes you realise, you know, I can't be fighting these kind of guys. I'm not going to get anywhere. But I could see him making it to the top 10, and you know, I don't think he's going to get to the title level, but I can see him getting to the top 10, making some fun fights. I always remember that Sparta kick he ended the fight with. I think it was against Roosevelt Roberts. I can't remember now. It was good to see Joe Valtellini. Yeah, but it'd be good to see him in some more bantamweight clashes. Joe Valtellini, was good to see him and Josh Barnett in the same fight, but on opposite ends of the cage. Youngest UFC heavyweight champion of all time. A lot of people probably won't even know who Josh Barnett is, but he was an amazing fighter, great fighter in Pride too. Yeah, Joe Valtellini, Bazooka Valtellini is a great glory kickboxing champion who had to stop his career early because of concussions. Anyway, I'm talking a load of S. I'm back. I'm gonna get my speakers. I got a microphone, so soon I'll have good sound. I'm gonna get my background set up, get my YouTube channel set up properly. This is still a work in progress, so please bear with me. Let's have a look at this. I mean, we've got a legendary fight. Now it's closer, Stipe vs Jones. I'm super excited for it. I almost want to do it. I'm going to make the video right after this, I think. I'm not going to roll him into one. UFC fight night, Magny versus Prates. I love Magny. Magny's been around forever. He was just a tough journeyman. He was a real measuring stick. Not so much anymore, but he's well past it. I don't like saying that because I like Magny and he deserves to earn money and good money. He's been in a few main events now. And I love Prates. I mean, the guy has just been shot out of a cannon. I mean, every time he has must-see TV, every time he fights, I'm like, whoa, this guy is just, he's on another level. He's really coming. He's coming in hot. He is coming in hot. So I'm excited for this fight in a way, but it's not a main event level main event. I mean, if Prates was fighting, I don't know, someone in the top 15, it would probably tickle me a bit more. I mean, what's Magny ranked now? Magny's ranked 16 worldwide, so, you know. All right, let's get back down to the bottom. Antonio Tricoli versus Trajan Gore. I mean, Trajan Gore, he was supposed to be the man coming out of the Ultimate Fighter, and then Brian Battle fought him because he was supposed to be in the final and whipped his ass, so technically he's not really the Ultimate Fighter. He's the interim Ultimate Fighter and then not the Ultimate Fighter. But he's 4-2. I mean, a guy in UFC with 4-2 is ridiculous, because if you have 6 fights to get in UFC, you're like a Cain Velasquez, you're special. But if you're 4-2, you're not special. He's not Aaron Pico. Like, other than him, no one's special with that kind of record. So these are exhibition. Ryder Newman, Gilbert Urbina, Hector Urbina's brother, Brian Battle lost, so that was his first one. Cody Brundage, I mean, he got knocked out. Brundage is better than we thought because we saw against Bill Nickel, or Bill Nickel maybe was just pushed a little bit too fast. Josh Frown, guillotine choke. I mean, Josh Frown, nothing special. He's probably fighting for his job, in my opinion. Anthony Tricoli, I think he said there he's 0-1. The guy looks like he's more interested in taking photos. 6'5", god damn. Shara Magomedov, so is that Shara Bullet, is it? Right, yeah, okay. God, that's such a badass photo, that. Man, I really don't know who to go for. I'm going to go with Tricoli. He's got way more experience. Even though he's ranked nowhere near, I don't know how Trajan Gore is ranked there. I mean, Trajan Gore, he's just not that good. I mean, he came to the Ultimate Fighter very cocky, very weird looking dude. And yeah, I think he gets his ass whipped and sent his way. Gaston Bolanos versus Cortavius Romeus. I haven't actually looked at this card previously. Wow, this guy, Joe Rogan, was always banging on about what a good kickboxer he was. Where's his kickboxing record? Huh? Kickbox. Huh? I thought he had a really... Oh, is it my time that he had I thought he had a really extensive striking background. Either way, let's have a look. So, but I remember he got brutally KO'd in Bellator, I'm sure. No? Alright, I'm imagining it. So, UFC, he's 1-1. He lost to Marcus McGee, who turns out looks about 100, but he doesn't fight like he's 100. Marcus McGee, I thought he was just one of these guys that got in just as cannon fodder, just filler, but he turned out to be pretty damn good, Marcus McGee. Aaron Phillips decision. So this is going to be interesting. I think he's quite old now, Gaston. How old is he? Doesn't seem to tell us. He is 32 and he's 5'7", so he's in bantamweight now. I thought he was featherweight or lightweight. Versus Cortavius Romeus. Oh. Man, I think he's just... 1-1 on Contender. So we've got Roman Tavares, got left hook and hammer fist. You know what, I don't think I'm right here. What's the odds? I came up there, no I won't. I think he's a slight favourite. Do you know what, I'm going to have to go with Cortavius Romeus. But Bolanos, he can bang, I'm pretty sure he can bang. yeah, 86% wins KO, but I think this guy's young, fresh, and that's what matters. Kidusula versus Melissa Mullins. 1-1. Nora Connolly. The body and head kicks. I mean, it's a toss-up. I don't even care who wins this fight, so I'm not going to say. Cody Stamen versus Damon Blackshear. Man, Cody Stamen, I think he's been on a bit of a skid, if I'm not mistaken. Well, Eddie Wineland, man. Douglas Silva Andrade, no shame in that. Taylor Lapidus, no shame in that. I mean, this is a close fight, this. This is a tough one to pick. Oh, coming off that. Oh yeah, he came off that brutal early knockout from, what's his name? You just said Montel Jackson, wasn't it? Yeah, Montel Jackson. Damn, that was ruthless. I'm going to go with Cody Stamen by decision. Charles Radke versus Matthew Samuelsberger. I mean, Samuel the Jedi, I thought he was the man after he knocked out Nick Diaz's mate, but he went on a little bit of a skid then. Ooh, yeah, quite the skid. So he knocked out Sano with the right cross. Decision Lady Fletcher. Then he lost to Morono. It's like, oh, hold your horses. I like Morono, but he's another measuring stick. Won against Jake Matthews, who has been really good at welterweight, to be fair. Jake Matthews is no slouch. And then he lost to, so that's a good win. And then he lost to Jeremiah Wells, split. And then he got brutally spinning back fist ground strikes against Midic. It was pretty decent. And then Preston Parsons. He's 5-5 now in UFC. Man, do you know what I'm going to go with? Oh, he's coming off a loss to Prates. Round 1. Man, I'm going to go with Samuelsberger. I just think he gets it done. Is he the favourite? Who's a slight underdog? Yeah, I'm still going to take the underdog and go with Samuelsberger. Here is Dusko Todorovic. Is this Stefan Struve's like twin? Oh, if anyone knows the Sky State for Stefan Struve, my word, this has got to be his twin. Oh, Dusko Todorovic versus Malik. Mansour Abdul Malik, who is, I believe, yeah, I didn't think he'd fought in UFC. I'm going to go with Todorovic. Zach Scroggin versus Zaleski. Man, Zaleski was such a savage back in the day. He's got some great wins on his record too, on his resume. Lyman Good. So he's got wins over Lyman Good, who's a good fighter. Sean Strickland, knockout. Vendramini, flying knee and punches, a really nice win. Curtis Millender, rear naked. That was a guy who was just more of a stand-up guy. Alexei Konchenko, he was meant to be the man. He's beaten him. Benoit Saint-Denis, he's beaten him. So, Nurmagomedov, Abu Bakar, Nurmagomedov. Last time out, lost to fucking Randy Brown. He got a draw against Renat Fakhrendinov. Man, Zach Scroggin, is this guy the favourite or what? So he's never fought in UFC. Is he the favourite? Doesn't want to tell me. I'm going to go with Zaleski, he's more proven. Pinheiro versus Gillian Robertson, I'm going with Pinheiro. Gerald Meerschaert versus Rene the Ridder. This is a fight I'm really looking forward to. This is like a dream matchup for me. Like this is way better than the main event. And if anything, this should be the main event because Gerald Meerschaert. Oh, what? Don't even tell me you do. We can't look at that record. I'm in the middle of a fucking video, yeah? You're taking the piss. Oh my lord. Oh well, we'll have to go with it. Oh fucking hell. Gerald Meerschaert, hold on. Gerald Meerschaert. What a video this is. Gerald Meerschaert. I'm pretty sure. Didn't he take out the Armenian? Who always goes to win his fights and then loses? Yeah, Shabazian. Brian Barberina and Shabazian in a row. He lost to Pfeiffer and Petrosky, and then one or two. This guy, you never know what's going to happen with him. But Renier de Ridder, I doesn't have Renier de Ridder on the, because he was undefeated, I think. But Renier de Ridder, let's have a quick look. He was having all the championships in one, and then it looks like he got knocked out twice. I think it might have been in a row as well. And he went on a mad run to like Russia when he was still under contract, and now he's in UFC. It's very strange. I think UFC will just pay one some money. So he beat Ao Sang Lang, Ao Lang Sang. I can't. It's spelled wrong here. Ao Lang Sang. He won the middleweight championship, and then he beat him for the light heavyweight because he was a two-division champion. Ao Sang Lang. It says Ao Lang Sang here, but it's Ao Lang Sang, I think. And then Abasov defended, lost the light heavyweight, lost the middleweight. So we got KO by Anatoly Malakin. So, so he won the light heavyweight and middle off Olang San, and then lost them both to Anatoly Malakin, and then won off the UAE Warriors. And there's no shame in losing to Malakin, but those two KOs, you don't know how they could have affected him. But we'd almost not count those wins because they're against such a big guy, but at the same time they could have done some serious damage to him. Because I remember I saw the one of them, and it was ruthless. So Renier Davidovich, Jab Meerschaert, man, he's so good at submitting people. But you know what? Even though he's a massive favourite, I'm gonna go with my boy Meerschaert again. I always picture out Meerschaert because he's one of them fighters. He gets such bad odds, and he comes through as an underdog so often that sportsbook wise, he's worth betting on. He really is. And there you have it. This fight, this is a kid that he had one of the best UFC debuts I've ever seen until he didn't. Bernardo Sopaj. I think he's from Morocco or Turkey, if I'm not mistaken. It says Swedish there, but I'm pretty sure he is. Is it going to be time for on my phone? Oh no, it's working now. So is it going to work if I? Yes, here we go. Happy days. No, it's not from Sweden. Albania. All right, I was close. It's from Albania, and he was fighting Vinicius Oliveira, and man, he was doing really good until he gassed and he wasn't doing good. But this is a fighter I cannot wait to see again. He was doing really, really, really good in that fight, and he was super exciting to watch. He was, if you just probably look back at that fight so many times and thought, man, I had so many opportunities and chances to get that guy out of there, and he just didn't. Against Ricky Tercios, who actually picked to beat Raul Rosas, but he didn't. I'm going to go with Sopaj, and I'm going to go with Sopaj by brutal second round KO/TKO. Denise Gomes versus Karolina Kowalkiewicz. Denise Gomes is going to flatten her like a pancake. Little cutie Karolina. Yeah, she's a massive underdog. I think she's going to flatten her. Gomez she's a bloke. I'm just going to say it. She is a bloke. Do you know what I mean? They might need to check those drawers to make sure what's what. So, look, maybe, huh? So she hasn't got any massive wins, but I'm sure, yeah, punches right to ground. I was going to say I've seen her flatten a couple of ladies. So for a lady, she has some pretty good power. So yeah, I'm taking her all day. She's going to flatline her. Now Cody Garbrandt versus Miles Johns. I mean, man, this has been one of the most epic fall-offs I've ever seen in my life. Someone who was so athletically gifted. I'll still say that performance against Dominic Cruz probably was the best performance in a title-winning effort ever, because it lasted because of the fact that it wasn't a finish, because of the fact that it went 5 rounds, because of the fact that he was in control and dominated every aspect of that fight. I'm going to go back and watch that fight. I keep meaning to go back and watch it because it was so amazing. I'm getting goosebumps. Look at that, just thinking about it. It was that kind of fight. When he's doing the robot and stuff like that. Even Cruz said afterwards, maybe if you stopped messing around and he wasn't doing the robot, you might have been able to get me out of there, which I thought was very strange for someone like Cruz to say. He's the type of guy to be like, nah, to KO him stiff and be like, nah, early stoppage, man. He seems like that kind of guy, but you have to be as successful and injury prone and then still winning titles like Cruz, coming back from massive layoffs. He's done something that no one else has really done when you think about it, especially that weight class. Just insane. But yeah, man, Miles Johns, I'm pretty sure he was putting hands on people in his past couple of fights, wasn't he? I'm sure he knocked someone out recently. No, he didn't. Alright, he didn't. He'd been decision in the life out of people. Anderson dos Santos, that was a long time ago. I'm pretty sure he was looking pretty good with the hands. Maybe it was in the Douglas de Silva Andrade fight. Maybe he dropped him. I can't quite remember. But that Cody Gibson win's looking good. Vince Morales, that's a good win. Where's he ranked? He's ranked 27. Cody's still ranked 22. It's just frustrating to watch Cody. 9-6. What was this guy when he won the title? He was 11-0. He was 9-0. He was 9-0. Or 10-0 when he fought Dominic Cruz. 10-0. Oh, 10-0. Yeah, he had 10 wins. I mean, that was crazy. He had how many fights in UFC? 5. So he came into UFC 5-0. Brimish, Briones, Mendes, Almeida. That Almeida fight was ruthless. And Mizugaki, that was ruthless too. That was Diaz McGregor too. I mean, that was crazy. That was a crazy fight. That was insane. And then he almost had TJ out of there. You think he's going to score on some crazy run. And in the second fight, TJ stops him on the feet and he's just looking at Herb Dean like, what has happened? And then Pedro Munoz laid him out. And then he came back with that amazing ascensao, and then Font beat him. France laid him out. I mean, that fight at flyweight, I could tell that he must have been getting punched up in the gym or laid out in the gym, because he was running like Stipe against Francis in the first fight. Like the man had a baseball bat, as Joe Rogan would say. Do you know what I mean? He was just so worried about getting hit. I think he just knew he was compromised even more. And then that Trevin Jones win, even Joe Rogan was saying, and I don't blame him, it was nothing to inspire. It was nothing to inspire. And then Kelleher, love Kelleher. He's a beast, always on Morning Combat. Every night he's been on Luke Thomas and Morning Combat, stuff like that. But yeah, he's kind of at the end of the road. He's old and he's had a lot of back issues and things like that. And then the Figueiredo fight, it was kind of a weird one because he didn't really get dominated on the feet, which I thought Figgy was going to keep it on the feet, but I mean, he didn't look. I mean, I think Cody really might have some serious back issues, and they've never quite recovered from him, because you can't be going from that talented and that quick. Because even with a really bad chin, the skill set he had, he should still be able to lay people the hell out, because he has such power and such speed and skill. But I just think he had too much of that wild man in him. Like, do you know what I mean? So man, I think. I mean, what's the? He's a slight favourite, man. I'm going to take a punt. I'm not confident. I'm probably going to be wrong on this, but I'm going to go with Garbrandt. I think Garbrandt wins by decision, and I think he puts the train back on the tracks slightly for now, or at least one set of wheels back on the tracks, because a win here wouldn't necessarily right the ship completely or right the train completely. So yeah, Magny versus Prates. I don't even need to get into this. I think he's going to leg kick, calf kick the shit out of him. And I mean, I think it's just going to be a brutal, painful fight for as long as it lasts. I hope Prates has a few submissions on his record. Oh God, he's only got 3. So he's won by submission 3 times, lost by submission 3 times. He's submitted anyone in UFC? Oh my days, no. Straight left, knee to the body, left hook. Man, that left hand is going to be head kick, jab. Oh my God, jab. What Charles Oliveira is that? Hey, I'm Charles Oliveira, man. So he hasn't subbed anyone for... My word, he hasn't submitted anyone since literally... Are these people tapping the strikes or something? Submission. So he had a submission win really back in the day, 10 years ago. And then another submission nearly 10 years ago, and another submission nearly 10 years ago. So he is not looking for submissions these days. So yeah, this is going to be a painful, brutal fight for Magny for as long as it lasts, unfortunately. It's not a bad card. I mean, I will go through again quickly. The Bolanos fight will be interesting to see. Blackshear Stamen's not a bad fight. What else have we got? Mirshat the Ridder. I mean, that is a fight I really can't wait to see. There's going to be a super exciting fight as long as it lasts. The Sopars Tercios, can't wait to see that either. That's a real good fight. Don't care about this. Garbrandt Johns, I mean, I always get hyped for Garbrandt fights because he was just such a legend back 8, 9 years ago when he won the belt. But it's pretty much over, I think. I mean, they can't keep giving him the Trevin Joneses of the world. Is it Trevin Jones? I can't even remember the guy's name now. Yeah, they can't keep giving him the Trevin Joneses of the world, and even then he didn't look very good. But I'll still be happy to watch it. And I mean, I wonder what Cody's getting paid. That'd be interesting. I'd love to know what he's getting paid. But yeah, Magny versus Prates, heavy underdog, huge favourite. Wow. I mean, if Magny can pull this out, that would be insane. I mean, if Magny can slow it down and get things into later rounds, maybe you could submit him. Anything's possible. It's MMA. But I don't see it happening. I mean, 3-4 years ago, I think this will be a lot of a closer fight. I mean, Magny's not. He's had a lot of fights and a lot of tough fights as well. So yeah, I think it's going to be a brutal Muay Thai display. Brutal. He's going to brutalise his legs and calves. I mean, he might even finish this fight by leg kicks, I think. But yeah, it's going to be brutal as long as it lasts, and it's going to be a showcase for him. He's going to take Magny out, and then, to be fair, if he does, which we think he will, I think next he should be fighting the likes of Michael Venom Page. I think that's who we should fight next if he wins, Michael Venom Page. Do you know what I mean? Randy Brown, that'd be a good fight because I would test out his grappling as well. But I don't think you actually want to test this guy's grappling out. Luke a few years ago, that would have been a good fight for him. But I think he should be fighting Michael Venom Page, possibly a Wonder Boy. And Wonder Boy just got knocked the hell out though, didn't he? So yeah, that's my thoughts. I've got a microphone. I just need to set it up. I'm waiting for my little boom arm thing. But yeah, that's my thoughts for the upcoming fights. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, even though no one ever comments or watches my goddamn videos. But nice one for watching if you have. And I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.